Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about something incredibly important for anyone over the age of 60. Leg strength. Now, why focus on leg strength? Because it's directly linked to mobility, independence, and even longevity. One of the strongest predictors of future health outcomes, especially as we age, is the ability to get up from a chair without using your hands. That simple motion requires leg strength, balance, and neuromuscular control. Leg strength is directly linked to longevity and independence, particularly as we age. This isn't simply about having the ability to walk further or lift more weight. It's deeply connected to how well the body functions, recovers, and maintains stability over time. Numerous studies across gerontology and neurology have pointed out that muscle strength, especially in the lower body, is one of the most reliable predictors of health drivers ameritancems in older adults. In particular, the ability to stand from a seated position without assistance or walk at a brisk pace has been correlated with decreased mortality rates and lower incidence of age-related diseases. This association stems from the central role that the legs play in daily life. The lower limbs house the largest muscle groups in the body, such as the quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves. These muscles aren't just for movement. They also act as metabolic organs, influencing glucose metabolism, hormone balance, and inflammation. When these muscle groups weaken, not only is mobility affected, but systemic health can begin to decline as well. A sedentary lifestyle, common among aging populations, only accelerates this decline. Once leg strength begins to fade, individuals are more likely to limit their movement, which then leads to further muscle atrophy, joint stiffness, and cardiovascular deconditioning. It becomes a self-reinforcing loop. Beyond physical health, leg strength is also tied to psychological well-being. Independence in older adults isn't just a matter of pride. It plays a crucial role in mental health. The ability to move confidently without relying on others for basic tasks like standing up, walking to the bathroom, or climbing stairs significantly reduces the risk of depression and social isolation. A person who retains control over their physical movements is far more likely to remain engaged in social activities, maintain a consistent routine, and feel motivated to take care of themselves. There's also a neurological aspect to leg strength that often goes unnoticed. The neuromuscular system, how the brain communicates with the muscles, requires consistent stimulation to stay sharp. Activities like walking, balancing, standing from a low surface, or navigating stairs keep this system finely tuned. When leg strength diminishes, and these activities are reduced, the neural pathways responsible for those actions can degrade. This can lead to slower reaction times, poorer balance, and ultimately a higher risk of falls. Falls, especially hip fractures, are one of the most devastating events for older adults, often leading to long hospital stays, permanent disability, or even death. Research from longitudinal health studies has consistently shown that people with stronger lower body muscles tend to live longer and experience fewer chronic illnesses. This connection isn't just correlative, it's biological. Muscle tissue plays a direct role in regulating blood sugar, supporting cardiovascular function, and modulating systemic inflammation. All of these factors contribute to aging either gracefully or rapidly. When the legs stay strong, they anchor the body's physical health, protect cognitive resilience, and support hormonal balance. Age-related muscle loss, known as sarcopenia, is a natural but critical process that begins around the age of 50 and becomes significantly more pronounced after 60. This gradual decline in skeletal muscle mass, strength, and function is one of the most impactful yet often overlooked changes that occur as we age. While it may seem like a normal part of getting older, The physiological effects of sarcopenia have serious implications for health, mobility, and overall quality of life. The process is insidious but doesn't happen overnight, but leading to notice slowly only left or have significant loss of preventable loss, and at less significant loss has already occurred. Sarcopenia is influenced by a variety of factors, including hormonal changes, decreased physical activity, altered protein metabolism, inflammation, and nutritional deficiencies. One of the main drivers is a drop in anabolic hormones such as testosterone, growth hormone, and insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1. These hormones are essential for muscle maintenance and repair. As their levels fall with age, the body's ability to build and preserve muscle is compromised. At the same time, catabolic processes, those that break down muscle, become more active. This imbalance leads to a net loss in muscle tissue. Another key factor is reduced physical activity. As people get older, they often move less, whether due to joint pain or lack of falling. This simply leads to disuse from atrophy, where muscles shrink from inatrophy. This leads to tracheotolatrysis. The legs are particularly vulnerable because they bear the brunt of daily activities like walking, standing, and climbing stairs. Without regular resistance and weight-bearing movement, the body begins to break down muscle protein to conserve energy, leading to further degradation of leg strength and mass. Protein intake also tends to decrease with age, either due to appetite loss, difficulty chewing, or digestive changes. Yet older adults actually require more protein per kilogram of body weight than younger adults to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Without sufficient protein and key micronutrients, the muscles lack the building blocks needed for maintenance and repair. This nutritional gap accelerates the rate of sarcopenia and makes recoveries from even minor injuries or illness more difficult. Chronic low-grade inflammation, often present in aging individuals, also plays a role. Rhetoric in the traits and vegetable plays a role. Inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, CRP, and interleukin 6 have been shown to interfere with muscle regeneration and contribute to muscle wasting. This process, known as inflammaging, creates a biological environment that favors muscle breakdown over growth. In the context of aging, where repair mechanisms are already slowing down, inflammation becomes an even greater threat to maintaining muscle mass. The consequences of sarcopenia go far beyond appearance or strength. Loss of muscle impairs balance, coordination, and joint stability, which are essential for basic tasks and fall prevention. Once muscle mass drops below a certain threshold, even everyday movements like getting out of a chair or stepping off a curb can become challenging. Over time, this can lead to functional decline, of loss of hospitalizations, or increased risks of hospitalization or long-term care. Strong legs reduce fall risk and improve mobility, making them essential for preserving independence and overall health as we age. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related hospitalizations among adults over 60, and lower body weakness is one of the strongest predictors of fall risk. When the muscles of the legs are weak, the body's ability to stabilize itself during movement is compromised, leading to greater instability and an increased chance of losing balance during even basic activities like walking, standing up from a chair, or climbing stairs. The strength of the leg muscles directly affects a person's balance and gait. The quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves work together to control every step and adjust the body's posture in response to changes in surface or speed. These muscles also support joint function, particularly in the knees and hips, which are common areas of discomfort and deterioration in older adults. As leg strength declines, the joints bear more load without adequate muscular support, which can increase pain and reduce mobility further, reinforcing a cycle of reduced activity and further muscle loss. Leg strength also supports proprioception, the body's ability to sense its position in space. This sensory feedback is processed through a combination of muscle tension, joint movement, and input from the nervous system. Strong leg muscles can better engage with the nervous system, providing faster and more accurate signals to the brain about posture and position. When proprioceptive feedback is strong, the body can respond more effectively to shifts in balance, uneven terrain, or sudden movements, reducing the likelihood of stumbles and falls. In addition to reducing fall risk, strong legs play a critical role in overall mobility. Mobility is not just the ability to walk. It includes standing, bending, rising from a seated position, and transitioning between positions without strain or fatigue. Each of these movements requires coordinated muscle engagement, particularly from the lower body. When leg muscles are strong, these movements are performed with ease, reducing energy expenditure and maintaining efficiency in everyday tasks. This translates into greater endurance, increased confidence in movement, and the ability to participate in social and physical activities. Moreover, strong leg muscles support cardiovascular health. Walking and other forms of upright activity engage large muscle groups in the legs, promoting circulation and venous return to the heart. This supports healthy blood pressure and reduces the risk of blood pooling in the lower extremities, which can lead to swelling, discomfort, and vascular issues. As people age, cardiovascular efficiency often declines, and the role of muscular support in maintaining circulation becomes increasingly important. There is also a neurological dimension to mobility and leg strength. The neural pathways that control movement must be continually activated to remain effective. Regular use of the legs through walking, light resistance training, or balance exercises helps preserve these pathways. When muscles weaken, the associated neural connections can degrade, leading to slower reaction times, poor coordination, and greater difficulty with complex movements. Maintaining leg strength helps keep these systems integrated and responsive, which is essential for safe and fluid mobility in everyday life. Vitamin D supports muscle contraction and balance, making it a critical nutrient for anyone aiming to maintain leg strength and prevent physical decline as they age. This vitamin, often called the sunshine vitamin, plays a far more complex and vital role than just supporting bone health. It acts like a hormone, influencing hundreds of physiological processes, many of which are directly tied to muscle function, neuromuscular coordination, and overall balance. In older adults, vitamin D deficiency is alarmingly common, particularly due to reduced sun exposure, aging skin that synthesizes less vitamin D, and dietary gaps. One of the primary ways vitamin D influences muscle strength is by binding to vitamin D receptors, VDDRs, found in muscle tissue. These receptors help regulate muscle cell growth, differentiation, and repair. When vitamin D levels are adequate, muscle fibers, especially the fast, twitch type 2 fibers responsible for power and quick movements, perform more efficiently. These fibers are crucial for leg strength and quick reactions, such as catching oneself from a fall or stepping over an obstacle. When vitamin D levels are low, these muscle fibers become weaker and less responsive, which significantly increases the risk of falls and mobility issues. Research consistently shows that individuals with higher levels of circulating vitamin D perform better on physical function tests, including leg press strength, walking speed, and balance assessments. Clinical trials have also demonstrated that vitamin D supplementation can lead to improvements in lower extremity function and reduce the incidence of falls among older adults, especially those who were previously deficient. This makes vitamin D not only supportive of muscle strength, but also directly preventative when it comes to fall-related injuries. Beyond direct muscle involvement, Vitamin D also contributes to postural control and balance through its effects on the central nervous system. It plays a role in neurotransmitter function and in maintaining the health of motor neurons that communicate between the brain and muscles. Proper neuromuscular signaling is essential for coordinated movement. When vitamin D is deficient, this signaling becomes less efficient, slowing down reaction times and impairing the body's ability to make rapid, fine-tuned adjustments during movement. This is particularly important for leg stability, which often requires micro-corrections while walking on uneven surfaces or turning quickly. Another important aspect of vitamin D's role in balance and leg strength is its synergistic relationship with calcium. While calcium provides the structural support for bones and assists in muscle contraction, vitamin D ensures that calcium is properly absorbed from the diet and delivered to where it's needed in the body. Without sufficient vitamin D, even a calcium-rich diet may fail to support muscle function and skeletal integrity. This can result in both weaker bones and suboptimal muscle contractions, further increasing the likelihood of leg fatigue, instability, and injury. Vitamin D also interacts with inflammation pathways. Chronic low-grade inflammation can contribute to muscle breakdown and impaired repair, especially in older adults. Adequate vitamin D levels have been associated with reduced inflammatory markers and improved muscle regeneration following stress or injury. This anti-inflammatory action supports muscle recovery and overall muscle quality, which are key for maintaining leg strength over time. Vitamin B12 is essential for nerve muscle communication, a process that becomes increasingly important as we age. This vitamin, also known as cobalamin, plays a critical role in maintaining the health of the nervous system, particularly in the formation of the myelin sheath, which insulates nerves and ensures that electrical signals are transmitted quickly and accurately between the brain, spinal cord, and muscles. When B12 levels are adequate, these signals flow smoothly, enabling precise control over muscle movement. When B12 is deficient, however, nerve signaling becomes disrupted, which can result in muscle weakness, impaired coordination, and even numbness or tingling in the limbs, especially the legs and feet. As people age, their ability to absorb vitamin B12 from food diminishes due to decreased stomach acid and changes in gut health. This makes B12 deficiency particularly common in adults over 60. Even in the absence of clinical symptoms, low levels of B12 can impair neuromuscular performance. The early signs are often subtle: slight unsteadiness, difficulty maintaining balance, slower reflexes, and a general feeling of heaviness or fatigue in the legs. These issues may be mistakenly attributed to aging itself rather than a correctable nutrient deficiency. Vitamin B12 also plays a crucial role in the synthesis of neurotransmitters, chemical messengers that allow neurons to communicate with muscle fibers. Efficient neurotransmitter function ensures that when the brain sends a signal to contract a muscle, the message is delivered rapidly and accurately. This is particularly important in the lower body, where quick adjustments in muscle activation are required for tasks such as walking on uneven ground, changing direction, or preventing a fall. Without sufficient B12, this neuromuscular communication becomes delayed or incomplete, which can severely compromise leg strength and coordination. In addition to its neurological functions, B12 is involved in energy metabolism within muscle cells. It helps convert the food we eat into ATP, the energy currency that powers muscle contractions. Inadequate B12 levels can lead to reduced energy production at the cellular level, which means muscles may tire more quickly and recover more slowly. This is especially problematic for older adults who are already experiencing a natural decline in mitochondrial efficiency and overall physical endurance. B12 also contributes to red blood cell formation and oxygen delivery to tissues, including muscle tissue. Oxygen is vital for sustained muscular activity, especially in the legs, which are heavily used for walking, standing, and balance-related movements. When B12 is deficient, red blood cell production can decrease, leading to anemia and further impairing oxygen transport. This combination of low energy, poor nerve conduction, and reduced oxygenation can make the legs feel weak, heavy, or unstable, even with minimal exertion. Clinical studies have shown that supplementation with vitamin B12 can improve balance, gait speed, and leg strength in older adults who were previously deficient. In some cases, improvements can occur within weeks, particularly when neurological symptoms were mild or caught early. This highlights the importance of B12 in addressing B-POP levels in aging populations, not only for cognitive health, but through maintaining physical independence through better nerve with a will and muscle coordination. Vitamin K2 improves calcium use, aiding muscle function and bone strength, and plays a central role in maintaining physical stability and leg power in aging adults. While often overshadowed by more well-known vitamins like D or B12, vitamin K2 serves as a key regulator of calcium metabolism, in ensuring that this essential mineral is delivered to the wrong places in the body, while keeping it out of the wrong places, like arteries and soft tissues, and soft tangles and swells. This targeted calcium management becomes especially critical as the body ages and calcium regulation naturally becomes less efficient. One of the primary functions of vitamin K2 is to activate specific proteins such as osteocalcin and matrix GLA protein. Osteocalcin helps bind calcium and structural and matrix, increasing bone mineral density and structure and tibia. These particularly in these bones are crucial like for leg strength, balance, and movement. Is their balance that there's of crow that their strength to learn of their cell crow, strength that balance and movement. Without sufficient K2, calcium remains in the bloodstream or gets deposited in soft tissue, which not only weakens the bones, but can also lead to arterial calcification, a condition that further impairs circulation and overall vitality in the lower extremities. Strong bones provide the framework necessary for muscular action. When bone density is compromised, it reduces the mechanical efficiency of muscle contraction and increases the risk of fractures, especially in the hips and legs. This directly affects an individual's confidence and ability to move freely. People who are aware of underlying bone weakness often reduce physical activity, which in turn leads to muscle atrophy, reduced joint flexibility, and poorer balance. By supporting bone health through proper calcium placement, vitamin K2 helps sustain an active lifestyle, which is fundamental for maintaining leg strength and coordination in older age. In addition to its impact on bones, vitamin K2 also plays a role in muscle function by indirectly supporting mitochondrial health and reducing oxidative stress. Mitochondria, the energy producing structures in cells, rely on a delicate balance of minerals and signaling pathways to function optimally. K2 has been shown in emerging studies to influence mitochondrial efficiency and reduce the accumulation of calcium in places where it could disrupt cellular activity. This translates to improved muscular endurance, better contraction efficiency, and quicker recovery, benefits that are especially relevant to older individuals experiencing natural declines in energy and recovery capacity. Calcium, while vital, can be detrimental when mismanaged. Deposits in soft tissue can cause joint stiffness, muscle cramps, and reduced range of motion, all of which impair leg movement and coordination. By directing calcium to bones and preventing inappropriate calcification, vitamin K2 helps maintain soft tissue flexibility and muscular responsiveness. This not only supports basic functions like walking or climbing stairs, but also contributes to fine motor control and balance, which are essential for avoiding falls and staying independent. Another important aspect of vitamin K2's action is its interaction with vitamin D. While vitamin D increases calcium absorption in the intestines, vitamin K2 ensures that the absorbed calcium is used correctly. Without enough K2, increased calcium uptake from D supplementation could actually contribute to the wrong type of calcification. Together, they create a synergistic effect that supports both skeletal and muscular systems, especially in the lower body where strength and stability are most critical for mobility.